My name is Phil Ginsberg. I'm the general manager of your San Francisco Recreation and Park Department. Welcome to this incredibly warm, balmy Valentine's Eve. Near a man, and yet he finds himself drawn to playgrounds. Beckoned by nostalgia, he thinks, the big red slide was always fun. But this isn't about him. I think he knew. It is her, as much as ever. He misses her, hanging from her jungle gym lips, swinging through memories, creaky hinges for laughs, his at least. But what does a child on the playground know of love, except that paradise is here and now beneath his feet?
Wow, very good. Did you write that?
No, Samuel Clemens wrote that. I'm just reciting it.
Emily wrote it for you.
That's right. So 1 year ago today, on Valentine's Day, we broke ground on the most audacious and transformative playground project in our city's modern history, these Helen Diller Civic Center playgrounds. Today, on Valentine's Day, we celebrate their grand reopening on a day reserved for expressing love to what we hold most dear. Could you give them all, here, Supervisor, for you? For you? Just give them out. Today on Valentine's Day, we express love for our city and its amazing park system. Today on Valentine's Day, we express love for this place, Civic Center Plaza, a place with a soul full of memories, of protests, of weddings, of parades, of San Francisco giants. This place belongs to all of us, whether you are young or old, whether you are rich or poor, whether you were born here or not. Today on Valentine's Day, we say thank you. First and foremost, to Jackie Saphir and the Helen Diller Family Foundation. Jackie, where are you? Jackie, you've been unflinching in your generosity and your joyous optimism and confidence in us to pull this off. To my colleagues at the Trust for Public Land, your partnership, your expertise, and your gigantic collective heart have helped make San Francisco's parks and our city better. Your national voice has inspired and demanded consciousness about the importance of preserving nature and recreational opportunities for all. Your work is noble, and we San Franciscans are lucky to play on your home court. Thank you to my professional family at RPD. Your professionalism, your competence, and commitment are inspiring. Special thanks to the Rec and Park Commission for their leadership. Commissioner Lowe and Commissioner Anderson are here. And to my staff, Toksa Jike, Jackie Ho, Dana Ketchum, Steve Sismowski, Katie Poole, and all of our park rangers and all of the Rec and Park staff who are here today. To our city and Civic Center CBD partners, there are so many people to thank. Mohammed Nuru, John Ram, Tom DeCaney, Luis Herrera, Jay Shu, Naomi Kelly, Chief Scott and Commander Lazar is here, and the entire SFPD team who's been so helpful. Our health department, Jeff Kositsky, John Updike, and the amazing Amy Cohen. Thank you for all of your work to showcase the potential of Civic Center Commons as an emerging place of joy, health, recreation, community, and civic engagement. And lastly, to our civic leaders, our elected leaders, we thank you, Mayor Farrell, Supervisor Kim, all of our elected leaders for supporting parks and for understanding the critical role they play in ensuring a thriving and equitable city. Our city is one of the nation's best park systems, and it's because of your stewardship and support. A brief remark about our beloved Mayor Ed Lee. Mayor Lee was so excited to see these playgrounds open. The signature illumination elements you're all gathered here to see were his vision, and these playgrounds will for decades project his light. It is my great pleasure to introduce our mayor, Mark Farrell. Mayor Farrell grew up in this city's parks. He worked at the Recreation and Park Department. And because of his leadership on Proposition B, we are well poised to care for this incredible gift. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Farrell.
All right, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. If anybody forgot to get flowers, we got roses up here for you, by the way. I just want to say what an honor it is to be here. You know, opening up parks is probably the best thing any of us ever get to do up here on stage. First of all, I would love to have a round of applause for Phil Ginsburg and the entire Rec and Park Department. The commission is here. They work hard every single day for us in our parks. Yes, I was an employee when I was 18 years old for a brief summer. And they actually had me back inside of City Hall. I want to say what an amazing thing it is to be here tonight to open up our parks, because parks are all about families, they're about children, they're about seniors. They are the great equalizer in San Francisco. It is for everybody in our city to enjoy. And what an amazing place that we have 2 new playgrounds here in Civic Center for the entire city to enjoy. This is not just a neighborhood, this is our city's neighborhood. And you think about this neighborhood here where we have more families moving in here. And Phil mentioned this is Mayor Lee's legacy, and I know working with Supervisor Kim so closely when they created the Civic Center Commons, and we talk about all the improvements going from UN Plaza to Fulton through here at Civic Center. It's been such an amazing transformation over the course of the last few years. And we couldn't do it without our partners. So to the Helen Diller Family Foundation, thank you all for all of your support. To the Saphir family, to all of you for all of your years and decades of support of our city. Please, a round of applause for them. And to all of the parents that are here today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for raising your children here in San Francisco. We are giving our children an amazing gift that they might not know today, but years later, when they can claim to be native San Franciscans, when they can claim that they grew up on our parks and playgrounds, and they can come back and be the next generation of San Francisco leaders, that is something we are all going to be very, very, very proud of. So thank you all for being here tonight on this amazing San Francisco evening here in San Francisco. And more importantly, again, thank you to the entire Rec and Park Department for all that you do all the time. Thanks, everybody.
I am now so honored to bring up our partner, Guillermo Rodriguez, who's the State Director of the Trust for Public Land. TPL they help us make our park system great. They are here for us. They have worked with us to build parks in some of our most needy and challenging communities. And we are the park system we are because of them. And we are so proud to have worked with TPL on this amazing project. Guillermo Rodriguez.
Thank you, Phil. Really appreciate that. The Trust for Public Land has a simple mission: land for people. And what that means, it's not just out protecting the Sierras. It doesn't just mean growing Yosemite Park. It means working in cities. The Trust for Public Land and our projects in San Francisco are in the Bayview. They're here in the Tenderloin. We believe that protecting space and creating vibrant centers is critical to what we do. And what a great expression of that here tonight. We have a goal, a big audacious goal, that everyone should be a 10-minute walk to a park in open space. That's an impressive goal. And for the families who live here in Mid-Market, in the Tenderloin, and in Hayes Valley, what an amazing 10-minute walk to come to not just one, but 2 amazing playgrounds, the most inventive, interactive playgrounds in the country. Absolutely amazing. But as Phil Ginsburg mentioned, a year ago, Trust for Public Land stood with the Recreation and Parks Department, the Helen Diller Family Foundation, and leaders like Mayor Ed Lee. And he called upon everyone to have a great commitment to the children of San Francisco. The reason we're here today, 1 year later, is because of the amazing teamwork that was put together in order to make this happen. I too want to shout out Phil Ginsburg and the amazing staff of the Recreation and Parks Department, from the electricians, from the gardeners, to all of the project staff who have worked with the Trust for Public Land to make this happen. Thank you very much. I want to shout out to the award-winning architects, Andrea Cochran and Emily Reynolds, who designed this amazing parks. A shout out, you'll see it a little later, but to Corey Barr, who brought light to connect these 2 places, which you'll see. My thanks to Bothman and Plant Construction, who helped assemble all this together, to Compan, to help really create amazing custom play equipment. Thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to another person, the Trust for Public Land's own Alejandra Chiesa, who has done an amazing job at working in all this effort. Alejandra, thank you for your project management and all of this you do. And to Philip Vitale and the Recreation and Park staff who put this amazing evening together, thank you. Last, I have to say that none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the absolute generosity of the Helen Diller Family Foundation. And Jackie, you in particular, sat in meeting after meeting with Phil and Alejandra, going over all the details. The reason we're very successful today is because of your personal leadership and dedication. Thank you. What a great gift to the people and the children of San Francisco this evening. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Helen Diller Family Foundation.
Thank you, Guillermo. Before I bring up our next very special speaker, let me join you in celebrating Alejandra Chiesa, who really has been the driver on this project in so many ways. Ali, it is our honor to give you a little memory. All right, I am so honored to next bring up Supervisor Jane Kim. Supervisor Kim's been on the Board of Supervisors since 2010 and has been a fierce and determined advocate for the people in her district and the idea that everyone deserves accessible open space. We are so proud to have partnered with Supervisor Kim to have invested more than $30 million in her district in park improvements during her tenure, not just here at Helen Diller, but also other projects with TPL like Bodecker Park. We've invested in South Park, Victoria Manolo Draves, and the Tim Figueres batting cages. And we've got upcoming playground renovations planned at Sergeant John McCauley Playground and Turk and Hyde Mini Park. We thank Supervisor Kim for being such a great park champion.
First of all, I should just say that I am one of the lucky San Francisco residents who is a 30-second walk from a park and a recreation center. I live right across the street from Victoria Manolo Draves Park, which I remember opening when I was on the Board of Education with then Supervisor Chris Daly, and I live right across the street from Gene Friend Rec Center. So I do truly appreciate Steve Shimowski and his team who do an incredible job maintaining and activating our parks in District 6. It is really exciting to be here today for the opening of the third Helen Diller Playground after the Presidio and Dolores Park. Yes, that deserves applause. I still remember when Phil Ginsburg and Trust for Public Lands came to my office with the initial designs, I believe in 2013 or 2014, of what we could do to transform the Civic Center area. And I was blown away. I had never seen a design so beautiful and innovative and whimsical and fun. And that's the great thing about living in a city, is when you can make it whimsical for our residents and our children as well. And I'm sure many of our adults will be wanting to play on these structures as well, joining their children in quotation marks. But I think it's just amazing that we were able to do something so beautiful and innovative in the heart of San Francisco. Now, while I am a 30-second walk to my neighborhood park and rec center, I also represent a district with the fewest and smallest parks of any district in San Francisco. And so I do want to acknowledge not just our office's work, but our residents who have pushed us to prioritize open space and renovations in our district. And I see Jane Weil, who represents District 6 on our CAC. I see Pat Zamora from the Boys and Girls Club. And it is really our residents who have taken the initiative to say, we want to renovate Bodecker Park and made it a true oasis for our families and our youth and our seniors. And we accomplished that with Trust for Public Lands and with Rec and Park, thanks to Phil Ginsburg and our late Mayor Ed Lee, who prioritized funding the renovation for that park. And it has gone from becoming an active drug zone to a beautiful open space for all of our families and seniors in the Tenderloin neighborhood. And now with the opening of Helen Diller Playground here in Civic Center area, and next to Sergeant McCauley and Turk and Hyde Playground, we are gonna make District 6 the best place for parks in the city. And so I just want to thank everyone for their immense involvement. I also want to recognize San Francisco Police Department, because if not for their partnership at Bodecker Park, we would not have been able to maintain the beautiful and safe environment that we have there. And so I want to recognize the officers and captains at Tenderloin Station that have prioritized Bodecker Park. I know we have here Deputy Chief Mike Redman and Commander David Lazar, who have always prioritized making our neighborhoods safer for our families and our seniors. And again, want to thank the entire staff at Rec and Park, Phil Ginsburg, Jackie Ho, Kara Rupert, and of course we have our own District 6 representative on Rec and Park Commission, Alan Lowe. Thank you for being the D6 commissioner of the Rec and Park Commission. And I look forward to playing on the parks with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor. So he's not just the District 6 commissioner. He actually is the vice chair of the Rec and Park Commission, but he does advocate hard for those D6 parks. We are very, very blessed to have an amazing commission, 7 citizens that just care about the city and love their parks and provide us guidance and support and make sure that all voices are heard representing our Rec and Park Commission tonight. And I do want to acknowledge Commissioner Anderson, who is also here, the Vice President of the Rec and Park Commission, Alan Lowe.
So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And in this, happy Valentine's Day. And in the spirit of love, I gotta say, I love these parks, these new playgrounds. It's creative, the design's inspiring. As Supervisor Kim said, it's very whimsical. And to me, it's a big hug and embrace to the kids and families that are living in the Tenderloin, to District 6 kids and families, and to the entire city. And it's a message to all of us, just get out and play. And really just get out and play, imagine, and let's dream again. And on behalf of the Recreation and Park Commission, I want to give special thanks to the Trust for Public Lands for their continued generosity in supporting our parks. And I want to give a big hug and thanks to Jackie Saphir, Dan Saphir as well, for the Helen Diller Foundation. We're blessed to have you in our lives and support the city and county of San Francisco for supporting parks, hospitals. Thank you very much. So thank you and enjoy your parks.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. All right, now you're going to hear from my customers. 3 youth, Paulina, Charlie, and Shada, 3 members of the Tenderloin Boys and Girls Club who hang out at Bodecker and now will have the opportunity to be here at Civic Center. We have an elementary school student, a middle school student, and a high school student, and we are so pleased to bring them up to say a few words. So you want to start, Charlie?
Sure. All right, before I begin, the fact that everyone here is today, everyone's smile made my heart feel warm and tingly inside despite the cold weather. Okay, so again, hi, my name is Charlie, and I've been a member of the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Francisco's Tenderloin Clubhouse for 2 years, and I spent my time at Bodecker Park while at the club. And I believe that playgrounds are important because it provides a fun place for children. I remember what Bodecker Park looked like before its renovation. I remember the streets on Eddy being littered with feces and needles everywhere. I remember as a child that this area was a danger zone that I should avoid. I remember finding myself repulsed by the smell emitting from the park. And then it got renovated. I became amazed by how much the park changed. The streets are now cleaner than they ever were since I was a child. And the park changed the community and made it much more colorful than ever. I genuinely fell in love with the beauty of this playground and how well it is maintained. And I also believe that playgrounds are important because of the influence they have on the community, making it more colorful and lively like Bodecker Park. Imagine all the youth from the community coming to play on the Civic Center playgrounds, having fun as they play and laugh together, maybe even making new friends along the way. And then as they grow older, they will look back and tell stories of how impactful the Civic Center playground and renovation was to their lives. It was the place they made their everlasting friendships, the place they would look forward to going each day with their family, and the place that made them feel at home. Thank you for this beautiful park.
Hello, my name is Paulina, and I'm in 8th grade. I have been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for 8 years now, and I sometimes visit Bodecker while at the club. I like to do art and read in my free time. I am also part of Torch Club at the club and Senior Society at my school. I have been living in the Tenderloin my entire life, and throughout the years, I have spent a good amount of my time at Bodecker, Ellis, and also Helen Diller Civic Center playgrounds. I enjoy the tire swings, regular swings, and slides at these parks, and would often make my mom or my brothers push me around. I like being able to spend some time outside with my family and friends, and being able to leave technology behind and be in the moment. Most people my age would go and sit back and just talk, which is a good way to spend some time outside, but I would prefer to go on the play structures and enjoy my time. I think parks are important because it is a way to spend time with the people around you and wind down. It is a way to be active with your friends and possibly make new friends. Parks have a magical ability to be able to bring people together to form a small community. It is a great way to stay active and improve your communication skills. Plus, it's always fun to be able to see a new park with brand new play structures just like this. Thank you for giving us this park.
Thank you, Paulina. All right, Shada, you ready? Do you want some help? Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Glad we're good.
Good advance now.
Yeah, good advance.
Hello, my name is Shada. I am in 6th grade, and I have been a member at the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Francisco Tenderloin Clubhouse for 4 years. I go to Bodecker Park while at the club. I love to read and watch Harry Potter, and I also love to swim. I lived in the Tenderloin for 7 years, and in that time, I have really enjoyed going to Bodecker Park because it has swings, I like climbing the web, and it is a place to hang out with friends. I am excited for this new park because I want to see how it brings more people and youth out to play, and I want to see how people enjoy the new structures. Whenever there is a new park, I try to go on everything there. If there's a new slide or monkey bars, I go on them. I am excited to try everything this park has to offer. I think parks are important because they are a place where kids learn to play with other kids and they help youth to be active. Also, parks are entertaining. To me, a park is where kids, teens, and even adults can gather up and play. They can share laughs, games, and most importantly, friendship. Also, what if there was no such things as parks? Where would people and kids play and hang out? For these reasons, I think parks are important. Thank you.
That was so great. Weren't they wonderful? All right, guys. For you, and for you. All right, before we get the show on the road and we flip the switch and I bring up our very special honored guest, let me just offer a few additional thank yous. This effort at Civic Center, there are a lot of folks who are really investing a lot of love and attention, and I want to thank the Downtown Streets team. I want to thank Hunters Point family. I want to thank the Civic Center CBD. I want to thank Another Planet Entertainment. I want to thank our city administrator, Naomi Kelly, and the very special Amy Cohen for all of our Civic Center Commons work. Amy has been very much of a driver in getting numerous city agencies and nonprofit partners to work together to make this a healthier and happier place. And Amy, I'd like to recognize you with one of these as well. Also, my profound thanks to Jorge Arias and the whole team from Bothman Construction, and to the amazing Andy Cochran for such an inspired design. Thank you very much. But our most important guest tonight, and she's so modest and, I don't know, doesn't like taking credit, and she's sitting in the back. She's my hero and my dear, dear, dear friend, Jackie. This is for you, and now is the time for us to actually flip the switch. So why don't you and our three friends lead us in a countdown? We're going to count down from 10. Jackie, do you want to see? No, you go. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready, everybody? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if everybody could turn around and look in the square right here, and if the TV camera can kind of cool it with the light. All right. The Helen Diller Playgrounds contain some of the most innovative and interactive lighting elements of any public playground. Tonight, we're proud to premiere these 2 additions to Civic Center Plaza. We've designed each to complement the playground theme of fog and provide nighttime lighting, interactivity, and play. The first piece connects the 2 playgrounds with a forest of lighting fixtures spread across both playgrounds. We call them pixel poles. The pixel poles animate and glow like they have captured fog inside them. When visitors move in front of the poles, they light up and splash with color. With these lights, people bring the color. The pixel poles have custom lighting fixtures created specifically for these playgrounds that exist nowhere else. The second project covers the plaza right in front of you all between the playgrounds. We call it Carl. We wanted to ask, what if San Francisco's fog settled down in the plaza to play with visitors? It uses interactive projections to light up the plaza when you visit. If you're just passing through, Carl will visit with a few fog droplets. If you stop and play, the projections get more lively. Carl also likes to connect different groups of people, so you may see the light-forming connections across the plaza. It takes a great and adventurous team to make a project like this happen. We want to thank Corey Barr and our partners at the Asian Art Museum and Public Library for their support. Both of these projects put Bay Area technology to new use for public spaces. They're a new combination of public construction with custom hardware and software. They can grow and adapt as the city changes. For the next month, we'll be watching to see how the public plays and dialing in the project's personalities to match. This new combination of playground building with new technologies will let us respond to a changing city and explore new ways of play. I would now like to introduce the Margaret Jenkins Dance Company, which has designed movement interactions especially for this opening. The movement is excerpted and adapted for this unique environment from their recent premiere, Skies Calling Skies, Falling with Costumes by Mary Domenico and music by Thomas Carnacki. The dancers are Alex Carrington, Chin Chin Shu, and Kelly Del Rosario, 3 dancers of the 7-member company.
2,